Well, we're back at Joe's Place in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. They were one of the organizations that was a winner in the Aviva Community Fund Challenge. And this place is a place that mentors kids from 14 to 19 years old. It is a place for them to go drug and alcohol free. It's been here for 15 years. And they offer just a wide variety of things for kids to do. They have a dance crew here. They have a hairdressing school. You can learn computers here. You can come in and talk to somebody here. So it's an all-purpose facility. Now, they've sort of gone above for this particular thing. You're probably wondering where I am. This is a stairway from upstairs to downstairs. It kind of looks like, well, maybe an entrance to a mine. Again, this is all part of Joe's Place. And if you walk in here, what you do is you find yourself in what you might best describe as a waiting room for a mine shaft, complete with tools and ropes and barrels and helmets. But what this really is, and what the kids who come here can take advantage of, is this. A rock climbing wall, which is 30 feet tall, and it is built in an area where they used to put parcels down. This used to be an old Zeller's department store. Now, I will tell you that this whole thing was a couple years in the making. It was $14,500, and everything was done in kind and with donations. So that's how the people of Moose Jaw have rallied around Joe's Place here with this spectacular team building type of thing. We've got more on Canada AM coming up. Stay with us.
Jeff standing by Moose Jaw with a few thousand of his friends.
Morning, Jeff.
Hey, good morning, Bev. Good morning, Seamus. Well, and you know, I've actually got a little peace and quiet here. We're at Joe's Place in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, which started out 15 years ago in a different location as a drop-in center for youth 14 to 19 years old to come somewhere in a drug and alcohol-free environment. Now, boy, I tell you, this place has really expanded. What you're looking at here is some of the kids who come to the drop-in center working on some motorcycles. And what happens is these motorcycles get donated to Joe's Place, and then these kids, and I'll introduce you to who does it in just a second, but these kids then how to learn to refurbish these bikes, and these bikes are then sold, and the money comes back to help sustain Joe's Place. Now meet Brad Brown. Brad, how you doing?
Good.
Now Brad's the guy kind of in charge here. Let me just tell you a little bit about Brad. 20 years in the military, the last 4 here at 15 Wing in Moose Jaw. By the way, Moose Jaw is the home to the Snowbirds. You were the kind of the guy who inspected all those Tudor jets for 4 years. What brought you to Joe's Place and this project?
My youth pastor at my church was working on a motorcycle, and he wanted to get it fixed up. He didn't have the technical expertise, so he asked me, knew I rode motorcycles. So I fixed his bike, and then he wanted to start working with the kids, but he didn't know anything about bike, so he needed a technical expert, so he asked me to come in.
Okay, so you come in now, and you work with the guys on getting these bikes refurbished. Now, one of the things you said to me, too, was that, you know, in essence, you sort of wish there was a program like this when you were 15 and 16 years old.
Oh, yeah, because I would have been, when I was 16, I would have been hanging out with these kids. I was partying and everything. I had nowhere to go, so I got in a lot of trouble. And this would have really kept me out of a lot of trouble. So.
And the community spirit in Moose Jaw is unbelievable. So people know that you do refurbish bikes here, and this is a place they can come to look for a used motorcycle.
Yes, and they know that people who have old bikes that they don't want can drop them, can donate them.
Yeah, I'm noticing there's a lot of that here, that people do a lot of in-kind work, a lot of volunteer work like yourself, and you're doing great work here, I might say, as well. And it's just dawning on me now that I think maybe your pastor, when he asked you to fix his motorcycle, knowing you worked on jets, maybe he wanted that motorcycle to go like really fast.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, you know, that experience there. All right, Brad, listen, thanks. Nice to see you. Great job here.
Jeff.
And this Joe's Place, by the way, is one of the winners of the Aviva Community Challenge. They applied for and won $50,000. They're going to build a kitchen upstairs. If you saw us earlier in the show, you can clearly see why this place needs a kitchen. And this is an example of, you know, something in the community giving back and rallying behind this. All right, thank you, Mars. We're at Joe's Place in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. This is a drop-in center for kids 14 to 19, drug and alcohol free. Of course, we have a dance troupe on right now, and this is sort of an example of the kind of thing that happens here Friday, Saturday nights, and this gives the kids a place to go. And Joe's Place was one of the winners of the Aviva Community Fund Challenge. They applied for $50,000 because what they wanted to do was to renovate their kitchen, and this is actually the kitchen. And as you can see, it's really just a bunch of donated things put together. Now, in the kitchen here, we have Quinn Ross, and she's from the Home Depot in Regina. Here's Joe Dueck. Joe, come on up here. Joe is the Joe in Joe's Place. So Joe's standing back by those cupboards for a reason, I know that. But first of all, Quinn, tell me something. When Joe's looking at a complete renovation of this kitchen, where does he start?
Well,
The first thing you're probably going to want to do in this space is start fresh. Rip it all out and build it up from the ground up. It's got such great potential.
But it has potential.
It does.
Okay. Joe, you're dealing with a lot of stuff that's donated here. What are your concerns?
Well, my big concern is, I don't know, back here, we've got cupboards. I don't know if you can see this, but they're about $29. They were a good deal and all, but they're really shallow. So like nothing big can fit in them, and so we end up having to just put all these bigger items up on top, and it's really awkward. What do we do with storage? Because we need tons of storage.
We've got some fantastic storage options out there. We'll get you some full-depth cabinets, some pull-out options, so you can get way in the back of the cabinet. So storage for everything in its place, nothing out and about.
Now, this also is going to be a place that kids are going to be working in, that kind of thing. So you have some suggestions as well. I mean, I guess you don't want to use the ordinary kind of countertops or that kind of thing. You want to protect what you put in.
That's right. Currently, they've got some fabulous arborite in here. As you can see, some of it got a little chipped, a little worse for the wear. The options that we have here are some silestone countertops and some corian countertops. Silestone being a natural quartz and a man-made resin, and the corian being a solid surface countertop.
Right. So, main thing here, though, is start from scratch, make a plan, and go.
We can do that.
All right. Did you hear that, Joe?
I'm loving it.
Okay, because you got the money to do it now, my friend.
That's right.
All right, let's have a look at the weather across the country.